Welcome to my oral presentation of the Gatekeeper, the online real-time XRF analyzer for aqueous solutions. My name is Renze het Hoofd. My background comes from more than 30 years of experience in the field of X-ray analyzers, first in Holland and later in Finland. I am a strong advocate of online analysis in the production area, because of the time that can be gained in steering and optimizing your production process, and thus saving money. Of even greater importance is the safety aspect, where early warnings are crucial. Not least is the environmental protection aspect that such an efficient and very early warning system also provides. Already in 1990, I developed a diamond-coated beryllium window so that I could replace the Mylar or Kapton windows and obtain a long-lasting window for the online measurement with an XRF analyzer. I obtained 4 different patents worldwide, one of which was the Canadian patent 2038526, a measuring window for a measuring cell. 25 years later, at the ICC Denver X-ray Conference in 2015, a US West Coast company proudly presented the equivalent of my diamond-coated beryllium window as a groundbreaking novelty. Of course, during all this time, I had been able to further develop and optimize my XRF analyzer, and I finally came up with the present XRF analyzer, the Gatekeeper. Please note that the Gatekeeper starts from a completely different approach than any of the XRF analyzers so far. It is not the intention to get an absolute value with so many decimals as the result. The aim is to do something like a reverse analysis. You tell me which elements you don't want to see in your production area or in your wastewater processes, and the analyzer keeps you informed of the situation with real-time information. As shown in the last slide, patents have been obtained for the Gatekeeper in Europe and in the USA. Some countries have more severe restrictions and requirements on the operation of a plant. For example, there might be a requirement of taking a sample at least every 3 hours during operation. Very ingenious people have then taken an automated carousel with 8 jars that takes the samples for you at 3 hours intervals, and at the end of 24 hours you come and collect the 8 samples for testing in the lab. Note, here you are already working 24 hours behind any possible event. With the Gatekeeper, however, there is no more sample taking and no more one-by-one analysis, but an independent, self-operating, wall-mounted instrument which can survey any liquid process. Good examples of these processes can be found in the steel industry, in the chemical and in the pharmaceutical plants, and last but not least, in atomic power plants, where the early feedback of a malfunctioning is crucial. An early warning within less than 1 minute can be essential for the prevention of a major accident. You really need the Gatekeeper. So how does the Gatekeeper work? Unlike the conventional analyzers, the Gatekeeper does not strive to obtain an absolute value. The aim is to do some kind of reverse analysis where the customer indicates which elements, maybe 5 to 10 elements, he does not want to see in the flow process. The Gatekeeper will keep you real-time informed of any such incident. Depending on the type of incident, the customer can then decide what action to take. Of course, this decision-making process can also be automated for security reasons. From the remote user screen, the customer selects from the table of the elements those elements that he wants to detect in the process. In our slide, we took uranium only. The gatekeeper can determine in 3 seconds if the spectrum corresponding to uranium can be found in your process. In case of a positive test, the gatekeeper performs a second test in order to eliminate any error due to contamination of the bypass flow or the like. For additional elements, additional measuring times will have to be added, but the overall test result is known within a minute and can be submitted to the user. It is up to the user to decide on the user screen how often per hour he wants to perform the test for the unwanted elements. Why should you choose the gatekeeper? Environmental issues become more and more important these days, and preventing pollution of the environment is an important factor of running a plant. There are rivers where downstream people are swimming, and even worse, taking their drinking water from that river. Slip-outs from chemical and pharmaceutical factories should be prevented by all possible means, and here the gatekeeper can give a shortest possible reaction time. Also in atomic power plants, an early real-time warning system is imperative in order to avoid further major accidents. Also in test sites and decommissioned power plants, testing the effluent waters with real-time feedback is of utmost importance. Some additional details of the gatekeeper. You might be surprised by the small size of this wall-mounted analyzer. Only 23 by 11 by 33 centimeters. As I mentioned, the gatekeeper has been patented both in the United States of America and in Europe. And in case somebody is interested, I am willing to discuss any form of cooperation with interested parties. Feel free to contact me at gatekeeper.xrf@gmail.com. Thank you for your attention.